Let me first address this issue about the revolution. We are in a revolution. Therefore, a revolution is a people's agenda uh, which comes when politics fails. So it is something which is like an uprising. So in a revolution, we follow what we call the commanders. And the commander which we are following is Commander Geza. He is the one who is responsible of giving signal so that we all follow suit and implement. Therefore, a few days ago, Commander Geza came with a signal and told us as Zimbabweans to get into the streets on 17 October 2025. And there are reasons which are well documented. I'm sure we'll share the documents later why we are getting into the streets. That's the background of 17 October. We said since it is a people's agenda which involves all political players in it, we have people from the opposition, people from the ruling party. Therefore, let's focus on the principles of the revolution. In a revolution, our agenda is not on putting someone in power. The main agenda of a revolution is all about removing someone who has failed from power. Then everything will be returned into the people's hands. So what we are expecting, 17 October, we must all get into the streets as the people of Zimbabwe with the idea of telling the regime, Mnangagwa and his Zvigananda system to go. Parliament preparing a proper impeachment process. We are not aware of the method which is going to be used to throw away Mnangagwa, since we have several ways. That one is reserved to the hearts of the command. But what we can guarantee you is 17 October is a day of removing Mnangagwa and Zvigananda from power for some of the following reasons. One, he is of high appetite of abusing the Zimbabwean constitution to such an extent that he is proposing a term extension up to 2030. So all Zimbabweans are required to come together to stop the 2030 agenda. Since we have a lot of concerns about what is happening in Zimbabwe, the looting about by Zvigananda, we have names which are being mentioned by Commander Geza each and every day of the enemies of the people. Some names include Kudakwashe Tagwirei, Wikneo Chivayo, Tungwarara, and Guamatanga, and their friends, Mnangagwa's children and Mnangagwa's wife being implicated. So these are the reasons which we are saying we cannot even afford to wait for 2028, because the mass of Zimbabwe is suffering due to the behavior of these Zviganandas who are now in charge of what we call state capture. So after removing Mnangagwa, the mandate is going to be brought back to the people. We have mediators of this revolution. When Commander Geza addressed the mass, he is the mediator, because a revolution, it is a marriage between the mass and the military. And the mediator which we have is Commander Geza. When Commander Geza is mediating, these are his words. He addressed some of the army generals. Why army generals? Because these are the guys who were involved in 2017 Operation Restore Ligas, which brought in Mnangagwa. He said, the mass is suffering. So please, all military commanders who are in charge, assist the people of Zimbabwe to remove the person whom you put in power, who is failing and struggling to lead Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans are suffering. They are now even dying in the hands of foreigners like the Chinese criminals. So that's where we are standing. When we checked in all provinces of Zimbabwe and from those in diaspora, we have agreed as the people of Zimbabwe that for sure indeed we are suffering, and the reasons which are being mentioned by Commander Geza are genuine, and we are agreeing that Mnangagwa must go. Becoming the president afterwards. Like I said before, you are the one who is referring to him as Vice President Chiwenga. In this revolution, we don't refer to him as Vice President. He is General Chiwenga because we have invited him to join the revolution. And we have guarantees that he is part of us since he is pushing the people's agenda. The issue of arresting Zvigananda didn't come from General Chiwenga. It came from the outcry from the people of Zimbabwe. And General Chiwenga, after an address and an assignment given by Commander Geza, we saw him and we heard him pushing the people's agenda and pushing that to such to as far as the ZANU-PF Politburo and the Central Committee. That request came from the people. So the issue of becoming the president after we are not there at that topic. We always want people about sharing the meat before we catch the animal. As it stands, we are focused on who do we want to remove so that we put our people in safety. We are not worried about who is going to take over after that. Why? Because we have a lot of people who are capable of leading Zimbabwe and taking Zimbabwe to a greater height. Because what we understand in this revolution is leadership is not about who is the best. Leadership is about giving each other chances. So if people decide to give General Chiwenga a chance, that is from the people. We all accept it because he is part of the people's agenda. If people decide otherwise, I'm sure himself, General Chiwenga, is ready to accept that because he is moving with the revolution. He follows the principles of the revolution.
Ndizvo zviri kuitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Munyika yedu iri muri kuitika zvinhu zvakawanda zvakasiyana siyana. Saka ndiri kuti semhuri yeZimbabwe ngatibatanei, ngatiisei musoro pamwe chete tichinamatira nyika yedu kuti zvinhu zvifambe zvakanaka nekuti zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka. Isu seKuruga Jones tinopinda munyika tichinotora nyaya semaitikiro adzinenge dzaita touya nadzo kwamuri. Kana wanga usati wasubscribe ndiwo mukana wekuti usubscribe wotena on the notification bell kuitira kuti patinouya nenyaya ndiwo uchatanga kuiona. Usasaririre, garai muri pano pachannel yevanhu. Ino ichannel yenyu. Isu tinouya nenyaya semaitikiro adzinenge dzaita. Hatiwedzere kana kutapudza. Tinokutendai mhuri yeZimbabwe nesupport yamuri kutipa. Thank you so much.